Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Tyreek Hill's name is the center of a whirlwind of trade rumors recently, but the talented receiver is standing firm with the Miami Dolphins despite the chatter. After a tough 2023 season that didn't quite meet expectations, Hill's future suddenly felt uncertain, especially following a loss in Week 18 against the New York Jets. After the game, Hill made a surprising comment that seemed to open the door for a potential departure, sparking intense speculation from fans and analysts alike. However, the drama quickly cooled off when Hill apologized to quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, showing loyalty and respect to his teammate. This moment revealed the human side of pro sports, a moment of frustration followed by a genuine effort to make things right. For the Dolphins, keeping Hill on the roster is critical, as he remains a vital piece of their offensive machinery, even as they navigate the ups and downs of the NFL season. The 2023 season was rough for the Dolphins, and Tyreek Hill's frustration was understandable given the challenges the team faced. Despite his explosive speed and reputation as one of the fastest players in the league, Hill's stats for 2024 weren't quite what fans had hoped for. He ended with 959 yards, showing that even elite athletes can have off years. Yet, the Dolphins remain committed to their dynamic offense, and Hill is still considered one of their most valuable weapons. The story of his fleeting moment of doubt followed by an apology adds depth to his character and the team's chemistry. The Dolphins are aware that their success hinges heavily on keeping Hill engaged and healthy, especially with Tagovailoa back from injury. The duo's connection on the field is crucial to Miami's offensive potential, making any trade talks hard to swallow for their fan base. Despite Hill's public apology and attempts to calm things down, rumors of trades have refused to die down, swirling like a storm around the Miami franchise. Many voices in the media and fan circles have speculated about potential suitors for Hill, with the San Francisco 49ers often mentioned as a top candidate interested in adding his game-breaking talent to their squad. Trade rumors are part of the NFL's relentless offseason and in-season drama, but they gain traction when a player of Hill's caliber is involved. CBS Sports analyst Jeff Kerr, however, was quick to dismiss these rumors as an overreaction, emphasizing that the Dolphins value Hill too much to entertain serious trade talks. The underlying tension between a player's worth, contract details, and team strategy fuels ongoing conversations, but ultimately reflects the high stakes of professional football business decisions. A big part of the trade chatter comes down to the numbers. Tyreek Hill's contract is massive, with a total value of $120 million and 3 years remaining. In 2026, the Dolphins face a staggering $51.8 million cap hit tied to Hill's salary, which places significant pressure on the team's financial flexibility. Managing the salary cap is a critical balancing act for NFL teams, often influencing trade decisions as much as on-field performance. Still, in Miami's case, it's hard to imagine the Dolphins letting go of such a vital asset, especially when their playoff hopes seem directly linked to Hill's presence. This contract situation adds another layer of complexity to the ongoing discussions, with the team's management caught between financial realities and the desire to build a championship contender around its star receiver and quarterback. 2024 season was a proving ground for the Dolphins, with their offense showing inconsistencies that fueled frustration for everyone involved, especially Tyreek Hill. The absence of Tua Tagovailoa for 6 games due to injury clearly impacted the team's rhythm and effectiveness on offense. Hill, known for his explosive plays and ability to stretch defenses, was forced to operate in a more uneven environment, which likely contributed to his momentary doubts about the future in Miami. Yet looking back at 2023, Hill's statistics tell a story of elite performance. 1,199 yards and 13 touchdowns highlight just how dangerous he can be when everything clicks. These numbers underscore his value as a game changer, a player capable of shifting the momentum and igniting the Dolphins' offense in critical moments. When examining the bigger picture, the Dolphins seem focused on building a playoff team for the near future, and Tyreek Hill is central to that vision. His speed, route running, and ability to make clutch plays make him irreplaceable. Miami's management likely understands that trading Hill would send shockwaves through the locker room and fan base alike, especially given the team's ambitions for the 2025 season. Hill's commitment to the Dolphins could be seen as a vote of confidence in the franchise's direction despite the setbacks. His public apology to Tua after the Week 18 incident signals that, beyond the game, Hill values his role within the team and wants to contribute to their success. This loyalty is critical in a league where player movement can be sudden and unpredictable. The relationship between Hill and Tagovailoa is arguably the cornerstone of Miami's offensive identity moving forward. When healthy, their chemistry on the field has produced some of the most exciting moments in recent Dolphins history. The duo's connection is built on trust, timing, and shared ambition, and Hill's momentary frustration seemed to reflect his desire to win now. The injury struggles of 2024 made those ambitions harder to realize, but the pair's future together remains bright. For the Dolphins, ensuring this connection remains intact will be a priority, and Hill's presence is vital in maintaining the team's competitive edge. With their season still in progress, Miami's fans are hopeful that the Hill-Tagovailoa tandem will rise again to bring the team playoff success. Analyzing the trade rumors from a strategic standpoint, it seems unlikely Miami would risk trading away their best offensive player unless a truly blockbuster deal came along. Hill's unique skill set as a deep threat who can take over games with his speed and agility is rare in today's NFL. His presence forces opposing defenses to adjust, opening opportunities for other Dolphins playmakers. Losing Hill would create a significant hole in Miami's offensive scheme, something that the coaching staff and management are aware of. The franchise's commitment to success hinges on maximizing their star players' talents rather than dismantling the core. This suggests that the rumors, while entertaining, may be more noise than reality, with Miami aiming to keep Hill in South Beach for the foreseeable future. In the grand scheme, Tyreek Hill's story with the Dolphins is still being written, and the next chapters will be crucial for both him and the team. His loyalty, highlighted by his apology and continued dedication, sends a message that despite frustrations, Hill believes in the Dolphins' potential. As the 2025 season approaches, all eyes will be on Miami's ability to harness their explosive offense, with Hill leading the charge. The team's success will depend on keeping key players healthy, building around their strengths, and fostering a winning culture. If Hill stays the course, he could be the catalyst that propels the Dolphins back into playoff contention and beyond. For fans and analysts, the question remains: will loyalty and talent be enough to turn Miami into a championship contender? Ultimately, the saga of Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between player emotions, team strategy, and business realities in the NFL. Hill's brief moment of doubt, followed by his swift apology, highlights the human element behind the headlines and rumors. The Dolphins are poised to rely on his talents to push toward playoff success, especially with Tua Tagovailoa ready to lead the offense again. The trade rumors may continue to make headlines, but the core truth remains: Miami's best chance at glory involves keeping their star receiver in the fold. As the next season looms, fans eagerly await to see if Hill's loyalty and explosive ability can rewrite the Dolphins' fortunes and turn dreams of championship glory into reality. Still, with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments, what's your take on the Fins this week? If the whispers floating around the NFL world are even remotely true, we could be on the verge of one of the most seismic offensive line moves in recent memory. Imagine this: Trent Williams, the undisputed titan of the left tackle position, packing his bag, saying goodbye to San Francisco and heading straight for the warm beaches and teal jerseys of the Miami Dolphins. That's right. The buzz among insiders is growing louder, and the rumor mill is spinning out of control. People close to the situation are hinting that the 49ers might be ready to part ways with their cornerstone lineman, and Miami could be the surprise landing spot. We're talking about a trade so wild, so unexpected, that it would send shockwaves through the entire league. While nothing is confirmed yet, the idea of Trent Williams anchoring Tua Tagovailoa's blindside is starting to gain traction, and Dolphins fans are already dreaming big. So let's break this down and talk about what's fueling this jaw-dropping speculation. First off, the 49ers are not exactly known for making emotional decisions. They're a franchise built on strategy and long-term thinking. But with age creeping in on Williams and his contract still carrying massive cap implications, there might be a shift in philosophy behind closed doors. Insiders are suggesting that San Francisco could be tempted by a haul of draft picks, possibly paired with some young, promising talent. Miami, on the other hand, is in full win-now mode. After tasting success but falling short of the ultimate prize, they're clearly looking for that one final piece to solidify their offense. And when you're talking about protecting your franchise quarterback, there's no better insurance policy than Trent Williams. The dots start to connect when you consider Miami's aggressiveness under Mike McDaniel. And remember, McDaniel has a history with Williams from their time in San Francisco. The connection between McDaniel and Williams might just be the secret sauce behind this developing story. Back in San Francisco, the two built a rapport rooted in mutual respect and a shared commitment to excellence. Williams thrived under McDaniel's offensive schemes, often citing how the coaching staff put him in the best possible position to dominate. Fast forward to today, and McDaniel is building something special in Miami. An explosive offense that just needs a little more consistency in the trenches. Bringing in a veteran like Williams could instantly elevate the entire line, providing not just elite protection but also invaluable leadership. It's not just about X's and O's here. It's about trust, familiarity, and executing a shared vision. So when reports surfaced that Williams might be open to a change of scenery, McDaniel's name was immediately thrown into the ring. And if the Dolphins front office smells opportunity, they won't hesitate to pounce. Now, let's talk about the financial side of things, because that's often where these blockbuster trades either take shape or fall apart. Trent Williams is still one of the highest paid offensive linemen in the league, and deservedly so. But with the 49ers eyeing extensions for other key pieces like Brandon Ayuk and Talanoa Hufanga, freeing up cap space might suddenly look more appealing. Enter the Dolphins, who are no strangers to managing bold contracts. They've made splashy moves in recent years, and the front office has shown a willingness to restructure deals and get creative when it comes to the salary cap. According to some capologists, a Williams to Miami trade could be feasible if both sides are willing to meet halfway. Restructuring, deferred bonuses, and conditional picks are all tools that could be utilized here. And let's not forget, Williams himself might be willing to rework his deal for one last shot at a ring in a new city with an old friend. From a football standpoint, this trade makes more sense than it seems at first glance. The Dolphins have one of the most electric offenses in the NFL, but their biggest weakness has been protecting the quarterback under pressure. Tua, while deadly accurate and quick on the release, has suffered multiple injuries, raising concerns about longevity and durability. Plugging in Trent Williams on the left side could be the ultimate fix to that problem. He's not just a blocker, he's a wall, a technician, a tone setter. His presence would allow the Dolphins to run more complex schemes, give Tua more time in the pocket, and boost the run game dramatically. Meanwhile, the 49ers could use this opportunity to inject youth into their roster, reset some financial commitments, and maybe even slide someone like Jalen Moore into a bigger role. This wouldn't be a rebuild, it would be a retooling. Strategic, calculated, bold. Of course, we have to acknowledge the risk for both sides. For the Dolphins, acquiring a 36-year-old lineman with a history of wear and tear could backfire spectacularly. What if age finally catches up? What if injuries start piling up? You'd be giving up assets and cap space for a player whose best years might be behind him. And for the 49ers, losing such a foundational piece on the offensive line could destabilize an offense that thrives on rhythm and physical dominance. It's a gamble, no question, but in the NFL, fortune often favors the bold, and sometimes you have to take big swings to win big games. This isn't about playing it safe, it's about chasing greatness. If both teams believe this move pushes them closer to a Super Bowl, then suddenly the risk becomes worth it. The cost becomes justified. The dream becomes attainable. What's also fascinating is the ripple effect this trade could have on the league. Imagine the arms race it might trigger in the AFC. The Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, all watching as Miami upgrades one of the most crucial spots on their roster. It could spark a chain reaction of roster moves, with teams scrambling to keep up. Meanwhile, the NFC West would feel the tremors too. Without Williams, the 49ers might shift focus in the draft or explore the trade market themselves. And think about the message this would send. No one is untouchable. Not even a future Hall of Famer like Trent Williams. It would be a bold declaration from both franchises. A signal that they're not afraid to shake things up, disrupt expectations, and chase glory no matter the cost. It's a high-stakes poker game, and it looks like both San Francisco and Miami are holding some serious cards. Fans, naturally, are already losing their minds. Social media has exploded with mock trades, lineup predictions, and jersey swaps. Dolphins fans are dreaming of Williams pancaking defenders in the playoffs, while 49ers fans are divided, some understanding the logic, others heartbroken at the mere thought. And let's not forget Trent Williams himself, who has remained silent through all this noise. He's a pro's pro, someone who doesn't air things out in public, but even silence can speak volumes. People around the league are starting to interpret that quiet as contemplation, as openness to a move. Maybe the fire behind this smoke is real. Maybe this isn't just a rumor. Maybe something truly historic is brewing behind the scenes. And if it is, buckle up, because this could go down as one of the most shocking trades of the decade. All of this brings us to one simple truth. In the NFL, legends can change teams in the blink of an eye. Loyalty is powerful, but opportunity is stronger. And if Trent Williams sees a clearer path to the Super Bowl in Miami, with a coach he trusts and a quarterback who needs him, who's to say he won't make that leap? The Dolphins are knocking on the door. The 49ers are recalibrating. And in between, one of the greatest offensive linemen of our generation could be the key that reshapes the balance of power. So until we hear otherwise, until Schefter or Rappaport drop that tweet, we'll keep listening, speculating, imagining. Because in a league built on headlines, this is the one everyone's watching. Trent Williams, Miami, shock trade. It sounds crazy. It might be. But in the NFL, crazy as a way of becoming real. Stay tuned. And here's the final kicker. What if this isn't the only move Miami is cooking up? With a trade like this, you have to wonder if it's just the beginning. Are the Dolphins preparing to make one last massive push toward a Super Bowl? Could we see a package deal involving other pieces? Maybe even a wide receiver or defensive lineman? Or is this move purely about protecting Tua and maximizing the team's offensive firepower? Regardless of what follows, the potential acquisition of Trent Williams would send a clear message to the rest of the league. Miami is all in. No half measures. No hesitation. Just aggressive, calculated ambition. If the Dolphins pull this off, it won't just be a trade. It'll be a statement. And if San Francisco lets go of their prize tackle, it will be the end of an era. 2 teams, 1 blockbuster, 1,000 possibilities. Let the countdown begin. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.